Hey, we're back again on the clamp calculation generator. I've done quite a few videos on this now because I'm so happy about how it works. We've applied it to font sizes, we've applied it to margin and paddings and shown you how you can apply that in different ways. But what if you want to apply it to individual elements like an image? So you might have an image on the desktop that is, say, I don't know, 800 pixels wide. But when it shrinks to the mobile, you want that image to be 360 maybe. Again, you can use the logic that we've got here. So let's just use it. I'm going to go for the H1 tag. You don't need to change the tag. You can if you want, but I would say just take the code and then write it properly. So 380. I want the size of the image to be 360, and when it is on the maximum size, let's just go for 1600 pixel wide. You can make it be 1100, 1800, whatever you want. All this sets as the threshold between when does it start to shrink, and I'm going to say that when it's at the big size or whatever it is, I want the image to be 900. So start at 900, and as the screen size shrinks, remember the whole point of responsiveness is we can't always predict what screen sizes are out there, and I get so fed up of app media and too many breakpoints. I've seen websites that have like 10 breakpoints, and I'm like, forget this, I'm out of here. So there we go, we've done that, and it's gone and altered the code. We're just going to pick the code up as it is like that. Let's go over to one of our pages, and I'm now going to drop into here a image. In fact, we'll go for the right at the top, just so we can see it. Okay, we've got a nice big image there. Well, it's not a big image, we haven't even picked the image yet, and I'm going to set it to full. Now, normally you would go in and you would start doing your sizing over here. I'm not going to set the width or the max width for this. Instead, I'm going to go to the advanced tab. Now, depending on your page builder or how you're doing this in WordPress, you might have to think about this a little bit differently. You could, if you want, go and give this a class name and then go and stick it in your CSS coding. You would put dot class name. So let's say this image was going to be called dragon. You would then put dot dragon, and then you pop in what I'm going to be doing right now, but we're actually just going to do this on the fly with Elementor. If I go over here to where we're on the advanced tab and we now have the width, normally it's going to be set to default like that. I'm going to go and put it onto custom, and then we now have the unit selector, and I'm going to go here and pick the pencil, because we're not doing pixels or REM or anything. We're going to use the clamp code, right? And I'm now going to drop that code in here. Now, we actually only need the code. I don't need a lot of the kerfuffle that we have over here, so I'm going to get rid of the H1. I'm also going to get rid of the font size as well. So we have clamp, all of that stuff, and when you get to the end, just make sure it stops at the last bracket. You don't need the curly bracket, and you don't need the semicolon either as well. That has now instantly shrunk because we're looking at it on my editor mode. So there's my image, and as I start to shrink the screen, look what's happening. You get to a point where it won't shrink anymore because I'm doing this on my preview. You know, I'm using my screen here, so I can't go all the way to 380, which is rubbish, but can you see how the image is just shrinking and enlarging depending on the screen size? This can make your life really, really simple and easy. So whether you're on a desktop or a tablet or a mobile, it almost is like, doesn't matter, it's now going to shrink down. So normally when you build websites, we go desktop, then we switch to tablet mode, then we switch to mobile mode. Could this make things easier for you? And just to remind you, I went over here and I basically start from the clamp and then close off at the bracket, but not the curly bracket or the semicolon. And that's how simple it is. And like I said, if you don't have this feature here, look, I'm going to get rid of this now. I'm going to go down to where we have class name, and I'm going to put dot, no, not dot. Let's type in dragon like that. So there's no size has been set. We will, I mean, I could do this in the CSS down here. So I could type in selector image. Bear in mind, but remember, it depends on how you do this. You know, bricks, you don't have to put the word selector in. So then we put selector image, open curly bracket, width, like that, colon, and then I'm going to paste in my code. You can see it's already activated it. When I'm going to close off the curly bracket, and if I now go over to my preview, it's basically going to do exactly the same as what we already did. There you go. Just wait for it to reload there. And look, it starts to shrink again. But like I said, the other way also is if you're not going to do it like that, I actually did call it dragon. So you don't have to put selector. You could just put dragon in as well. So there's multiple ways you can do this. I think that the calculating tool, and you don't have to use mine, there's loads of places you can get calculator tools as well, but you can help yourself to make your images just be more mobile responsive, right? And save yourself doing loads of things over and over again and making your processes much more efficient. I'm Imran Web Squadron. I hope you like, subscribe, share, and follow. I'll see you soon.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat.